on basically using ChatGPT for educators on how to actually map some data. And today we're going to use some data from the World Heritage Commission. This is basically downloaded an Excel spreadsheet. As you see, lots and lots of data actually on there. And we're going to make it useful as an educator. So what we're going to do is we're essentially going to go straight into the prompt, tell it to read the CSV file, and then we're going to get it to actually map it appropriately. So let's see what it can actually come up with. So in this case, I'm actually telling it to do it as a HTML file, so it can be interactive. First time I did it, it just made a nice picture in the actual chat window itself, and that wasn't actually very useful for me. So let's see, you can analyze it. Let's open up. So there we go. It's mapped all the World Heritage sites. If we click on a few different ones around the place, we can see, yeah, it's got a title there. That's a really, really good start. Quite interactive. You can use it in your class. Now, let's make it a bit more useful. I always like to tell ChatGPT that's doing a great job. Now, we want to make it more readable at a quick glance. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at doing some color coding on there. And tell it how we actually want to do that. Well, excuse my bad typing here. Trying to do it in a bit of a hurry. So let's run through again, and let's see what we can get up with. Yeah. Waiting. Maybe the case. Yep, looks like it's doing the right job for us there. Let's open up again. Much better. So basically, at a quick glance, we can now see three different categories of looking at the data and mapping. And this is also showing for our students how we can actually arrange and display data in different arrangements in different formats to be easily found. But like I said, what happens if we click on there if we don't actually know what they are? Let's see if we can add some more detail. So what we're going to do now is add more information onto each of the tabs, and that's also actually is included in the spreadsheet from the World Heritage Council. Let's put it in there and see what it comes up with. And once again, when we're using the ChatGPT, we really want to look at how it presents the data. I didn't give him much direction, but like I said, well, okay, it's nice and vertical. It makes it a little bit hard to read. Yeah, but the information's there, so it's managed to grab the information correctly out of the spreadsheet, which is actually really, really good. Let's make it a bit more readable. Particularly if we're looking at students in laptops and small screens, that huge portrait type arrangement isn't really the best. So let's see if we can get it to do it as a nice simple rectangle. Let's give it a minute while it thinks. There we go. We've got the data. That looks much, much better. Some of them got large amounts of information, so we click on it, much more readable now. Obviously, when you adjust this, you could modify and change the database that you want to do. Let's see if we can add a photo. Nope, can't do that. It's not in the database. So what else can we actually do with the information? So remember when we're working with the spreadsheet, we're also at the same time working with the actual data set that's available on ChatGPT as well as information live on the web. So what I'm going to ask it now is I actually want to show things from just the medieval period. So let's see if we can get it to refine that information down. So if I'm, say, World Heritage Sites, I'm looking at information that I want to see, just want to show the medieval period to my students, for example. And we'll divide them down a little bit more again. Military sites, Newcastle religious, all other sites. Let's see what we can come up with here. It's thinking it does. It's fairly good. Okay, it's got the right information. Yes, so once again, we'll divide them into different sort of sites. So we've got blue as military sites, purple, we've got religious sites. So we can see the distribution and significance of that. And that's quite handy there as well. So what we're going to do is move on to another map. I've got a different data set here. This is a data set of castles. As collected, actually you found it on a website that does GPS, basically it's GPS coordinates of different castles around England. Castles are my absolute favourite thing in the world when I'm teaching history. Absolutely love them, and I love going visiting them as well. So let's see if we can map these castles. Oh yeah, that's a fair number of castles. There's far more castles than that in England, but that's a really good starting point. Once again, let's put it in the portrait form. Now see, can we refine a little bit more? So this is a little bit drawing on what ChatGPT can do more. Now there's no additional information on the spreadsheet. It's just basic coordinates and a description of where the castle is and its name. So what I'm asking it to do is actually use the information, the castles there, then use its own information and research to identify castles that are held in the English Civil War, which ones were held by the Royalists, Parliament, which ones changed hands frequently. Let's see whether it can actually do that. It's thinking, drawing. Looks like it's got the right information. Oh, yep, that's pretty good. So it's important when we get data like this, you actually use your own knowledge as well. I can, looking at that and knowing my knowledge of the English Civil War, that's actually fairly close and looks fairly accurate. Once again, always double check. Like it says at the bottom down there with ChatGPT, it can make mistakes. It's important you got really good personal data and to do it. So let's quickly move on. And if I want to see the castles, can it work out a suggestion plan for me? Oh, there's my dog having a bit of a whinge there. Maybe a suggested itinerary for me to actually go see the different sites. Let's have a look. How's it going to process this information? Like I said, I actually haven't done this before, so I'm doing this live for the first time. Let's see what's coming up with. It's thinking. Oh, ChatGPT issue. Let's regenerate that. Okay, I'll put some requirements in there. It's thinking about it. What's it come up with? I'm thinking. Sometimes it takes a little while, depending on how much information it's got to process. The answers, though, I do say 4 is much faster than 3.5, and obviously a lot more accurate as well. And look for, okay, what's it done here? It's clustered areas in similar locations. Okay, yeah, that's handy for me. Put them on a map. Well, that's actually pretty much the same map. That isn't what I'm looking for. But I actually, as I said, I'm telling here, I want a route drawn on a map. So I actually want a driving map. Can it actually do this for me? I haven't actually done this before, so let's see what it can do. As I say, I'll just say we fly into England, pick a car at Heathrow, go for a drive. Oh, okay, yeah, that's interesting. It's not really follow the roads there. Let's see if we can get it to map on the roads. Can it do that? Scroll down a bit. No, I can't. I need to work with third-party apps. Okay, let's look at a different way we can graph that down. I've looked at interactive maps on there, and let's have a quick look at graphing data. Obviously, you can do this in Excel pretty quickly as well, but like I say, if you want to integrate it within your AI, let's see if we can get it to create some charts, basically going back to the World Heritage Sites data. Once again, we in our 3 categories, we see obviously cultural is dominant. Very easy to do. Let's see if we can sort it by, get a bit more detailed countries. They didn't print very well. Let's see if we can get it to fix it up. Wonder if the problem is the length of some of the countries. Okay, let's try a vertical one. Put it in there, or a horizontal one. So countries down the vertical side. Yeah, there we go. That looks better, much easier to read. Once again, pulling the data out very quickly. Can we do it by a pie graph? Do it by continent. Pie chart. They group things. That's all messy. That's not very good. As I said, you can actually be quite mean to ChatGPT. Tell it looks terrible. Do a better job. It looks like we've got to specify a bit more. Let's put the actual continents in there specifically. And how's it looking like now? See if we give it a bit more direction. That looks much better. Yeah, that looks a bit more arranged in there. That looks good. Yeah, but as you see with ChatGPT, very quickly you can analyze and change data. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I'll be producing more along this series. This is the first of quite a few. Hopefully it's useful for teachers, and I'll also be expanding into different ways you can actually use it to produce content or get much more rich tasks or activities with your students. Thank you very much.